What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my show. Today we have a very special guest. This is Ninck Conti. He just got drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the MLB draft. Do you want to say hello?
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right. So I guess we'll start out with the first question. Where are you from, and how did you get started in baseball?
Yeah, so I'm from North Providence, Rhode Island, and I got started in baseball when I was pretty young. I'd say probably when I was 5 years old. I started playing in Little League, T-ball, just like how a lot of people usually get started, um, and was pretty fortunate throughout Little League. Played, and my dad ended up being, the president of North Providence Little League when I want to say 7 or 8 years old, and he took over that, responsibility for a few years. So I was around the field a lot, playing around baseball a ton, just at a very young age. And also I have an older brother who, is 4 years older than me, who played baseball, and I was just always around the game and just loved playing. And yeah, I'd say that's how I got started.
Hmm. Uh, and what was your favorite baseball team growing up?
The Red Sox. Red Sox have always been my favorite team.
Who was your favorite baseball player when you were growing up?
This was a tough one because it changed as I got a little bit older. But I thinking about it now, I would say my growing up, my favorite baseball player was Dustin Pedroia. Um, Loved watching him play on the Red Sox. I just thought like he was just a really great like story and inspiration. Like really like small guy, obviously,
Hmm.
and just played the game the right way. Like played it 110% all the time. Always hustled, and just was a really really great competitor. So loved watching him play growing up. And then also as I got a little bit older, Mike Trout was like a
Hmm.
uh, huge inspiration, and like he's obviously one of the greats. So loved watching him growing up as well. But I would say probably Dustin Pedroia.
Hmm. What was your experience like in high school baseball?
Hmm. Yeah, high school baseball was good. It was a decision for me with high school baseball. Obviously we have in Rhode Island. There's like LaSalle Academy. There's Hendricken. The private schools that they always have a really good baseball team. And it was a decision that I had to make going into high school. It was like, do I want to go play for one of those teams who might have a better chance of winning like a state championship, or do I want to stay home in North Providence and play for North Providence High and be around my friends, but also like possibly bring maybe a state championship to North Providence. So I decided to stay and go to North Providence High School, and yeah, I started playing on varsity as a freshman, which is awesome. It was a great opportunity. Kind of get thrown into the fire a little bit, but yeah, it was great. And yeah, Coach Paul Rizzo, he's the head coach there. He was awesome. Learned a lot from him, especially when I was playing the infield still and pitching as well. Um, Learned a lot from him, and it was just really, high school baseball was really fun.
Hmm. And then you went to Duke and graduated, so congrats on that.
Thank you,
And then,
appreciate it.
and then what was it like playing baseball at Duke? And did you have any stiff competition or challenges at Duke?
Yeah, yeah. So baseball at Duke, it was definitely like taking the next step from high school baseball, and it was a completely new experience for me. The competition was just so much better than I think I had prepared myself for.
Hmm.
But looking back on it, it prepared me for where I'm at now, going to Duke and playing at that high of a level in that in the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference. So it was really good. I I had a great time there and met a bunch of friends who I'll have for the rest of my life, and played some really good baseball. met some really great people, got coached by some really great coaches as well. And yeah, and then I said, you asked one of the challenges I faced.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say probably the injury that I had my junior year at Duke. I got elbow
Mm.
surgery and ended up missing my entire junior year. So that was pretty frustrating for me. It was definitely a challenge, not being able to be around the game and play with your teammates in a year that was, very important on a team that went really far into the postseason, played almost went to the College World Series. So that was definitely a challenge. But looking back on it, I think it was like a blessing in disguise for me because I was able to go back for my senior year, get my degree, and
Mm.
play for the team as a senior, and and yeah, just be able to get the degree and also get drafted on top of that. I think was a blessing in disguise for me. So that was really awesome.
Mm. And then, did you play any summer baseball? And like, for how long did you play
Yeah,
summer baseball?
yeah. So the summer baseball team that I played for was Ocean State Waves. So you got their hat on, which is cool,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I played for the Ocean State Waves this summer after I graduated up
Mm.
until the draft. And I played for the Waves 2 years ago as well in 2022. But yeah,
Mm.
I loved playing for the Waves. I think it was awesome being able to live at home in Rhode Island and have my parents come out to games, which I wasn't fortunate enough to have that at Duke. Being in North Carolina. But yeah, it was really cool being able to have my parents come to games down in Wakefield and play around them, and also live at home and just make an impact on the community, on the younger guys. And I just thought it was really cool playing for the Waves, and I love the coaching staff there. They do a great job helping guys develop and helping them get better to get back to their schools in the fall and earn a job. Right? So yeah, they
Mm.
do a great job with the Waves, and love playing for them.
Mm. And then since the audience knows you got drafted, can can you give us like a little insight on like what the draft was like for you and your family?
Yeah. So sorry, I just got a phone call. Sorry, can you ask that again?
Uh, I was wondering what the draft was like for you and your family.
Yeah. So the draft. Yeah. So for us, I was getting some phone calls a few days prior to the draft, and it was basically scouts uh, calling saying, "Hey, like we think we might see you getting picked on like later on day two of the draft, which day two of the draft, if anybody doesn't know, is rounds 3 through 10, and then
Mm.
day three of the draft is rounds 11 through 20.
Mm.
So yeah, so I was getting calls from scouts saying possibly late on day two or early on day three, but most likely day three, early day three.
Mm.
Which obviously I was grateful for any opportunity that any team would have offered to me. But yeah, so then on day two, I was kind of just hanging around the house. My parents were there, and got a phone call in like the seventh round from the Royals saying, "Hey, like we're looking to possibly take you in the eighth round. Would you do that?" And
Mm.
I was like, "Yeah, of course, right." Um, and then I get a call towards the end of the seventh round, and they're like, "Hey, like we were deciding between you and another pitcher, and I think we're going to take the other pitcher in the eighth round instead. But we
Mm.
want to take you in the ninth round if you're still there." And I said, "Yeah, of course, like that. I'll take it. Like I'll take whatever opportunity I can get." And then the seventh round was about to end, and the pitcher that they were going to take over me ended up getting picked by a different team.
Mm.
And right when the eighth round started, they had the Kansas City Royals had the second pick of the eighth round, and they ended up just taking me with that second pick at the eighth round, which was super awesome. So it kind of happened really fast. Um, I think everything happens really fast with the draft usually, but got to celebrate with my parents who were there with me while I took the phone call, and it was just an awesome experience. And then obviously like celebrated a lot that night with some friends and family. So it was a great experience.
And then, now that you're in the Royals organization, can you give us a little information about what it's like so far?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. The organization is great. I've met a ton of people up to this point, and everybody's been super helpful here. So right now, I'm in Surprise, Arizona, at their one of their minor league, their spring training complex. So I'm here with all the other guys that got drafted in the draft this year. And basically, the first week we were here was like an orientation week where they just introduce us to everything, all the staff, um, basically just how everything functions here at this complex. Um, and then from here, basically, I'll be here all the way up until October. Um, what they have now, from now until October, is called Fall Instructional League. So
Mm.
we'll just play games, be playing games here, 3 or 4 games a week until October. Um, and I'm expecting to be pitching in some of those games coming up in the coming weeks. So
Mm.
yeah,
And then what is your advice for young people who want to get drafted into the MLB?
yeah. My advice, I would say, I know it sounds like it sounds kind of weird, but like I think the most important thing, like if you want to play at the college level, right? In order to get into a good college, like you have to have good grades, right? You got to study, do
Yeah.
well in school, and that was something for me that was always super important because I wanted to go to a school and get a really good degree, but also I wanted to play sports on top of that. And if I hadn't worked hard in school and like got my grades to the point that I wanted them to, I wouldn't have been able to get into Duke and play baseball there. So I would say like the one thing is like really making an emphasis to like give yourself an opportunity to play at any school, no matter what, because like they can't deny you because of your grades. You know what I mean? So like put yourself in a good position in school to be able to have opportunities from whatever school you want to go to and play that sport there. And then also just like using the people around you for help and advice. It's never just going to be one person that helps you out throughout the course of your like career.
Mm.
Um, you're gonna come across a bunch of different people who have a bunch of different experiences in the sport, in life, and I think taking that advice from a multitude of people is just super helpful, and all of it will help you get to the next level.
Mm. And that'll do for the interview. Thank you for your time, Mr. Conti, and uh, and good luck on and good luck in the Royals organization.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.